Kathy Holcombe here. I am about to set out on a 5-day paddling expedition on the Wilderness Waterways Trail through the Everglades in Florida. It's about 100 miles through the saltwater, through the swamps, and out to the coast. It should be a great expedition. The boat that I'm planning on bringing is the Jackson Kayak Journey 14. It's super stable, it's durable, it's fast. It's got a rudder on the back that I can control with my feet to help me track a straight line. And it's got ample storage in both the back hatch and the front hatch. As far as safety equipment that I'm bringing, or paddling equipment, I'm bringing 2 Werner paddles. I'm gonna have one that's strapped to the bow of my kayak as a backup in case I lose it. And then of course I'll paddle with the other one. I've got my Kokatap Proteus life jacket up there, super comfortable, will keep me safe while I'm on the water. I have Kokatap gloves that will protect my hands, particularly when you're paddling in salt water. You need to protect your hands from the sun and the salt and abrasion. I've got a Kokatap bladder that'll attach to the back of my life jacket so that I can stay hydrated while I'm in the water. I have my Seals ProRan 1.7 skirt that fits greatly on the journey. I have my Garmin InReach satellite device so that I can text and get weather updates while I'm out in the wilderness. I'll have a bilge pump that'll be strapped to the deck of my kayak, and for some unexpected reason I come out of my kayak, it'll help me evacuate the water out of the cockpit, getting back in for a self-rescue. I have my Seal Line map pouch that I'll keep on the deck of my boat as well. Then I have an Expedition NRS medical kit so that if anything goes wrong while I'm out in the wilderness, I can take care of myself. Then coming over here, this is all of my camping gear. So right here, I have a marmot tent and the poles. I have a Thermarest sleeping bag. I have a Helinox camp chair. I've got a Thermarest pillow. I've got toilet paper, wag bags, and hand sanitizer. I've got a Thermarest Neo Air sleeping pad. I have a Snow Peak little stove and a titanium pot, a Gerber multi-tool, Sea to Summit long-handled spoon for dinner, and my coffee cup, gonna need that every morning. I've got all kinds of bug protection. The mosquitoes in the Everglades are classified as bearable right now, but you know, I want to make sure that I'm protected from the mosquitoes so that I can have fun. So I've got a head net. I've actually got a shirt here that covers my entire torso. I've got some environmentally friendly bug spray, and then I've got 100% DEET, so I should be ready for any kind of mosquito conditions. I've got 2 fuel canisters, a tarp, and a handy first aid kit that I'll keep in my lunch bag so that I can take care of any cuts or anything right away. And that's about it for my camping equipment. I'm gonna have to bring all of the water for the entire 5-day expedition. I'm bringing 1 gallon per day. That's because I'm paddling in salt water, so there's no way for me to easily purify and get fresh, clean drinking water. Then I've got Backpacker's Pantry. I've got dinners that I'll be cooking every single night, plus I brought an extra one just in case I end up spending the night unexpectedly a little bit longer. I've got some Gatorade just in case the water tastes bad by the end of the trip. Sometimes it's nice to have variation there. I've got coffee, cream, and sugar. I've got all kinds of power food. My favorite snacks are these olives. They're just little 70-calorie packets of olives that are great whenever you just need a quick pick-me-up. I've got breakfast over there. Bobo bars are my favorite thing out in the backcountry. They're super delicious. They have like 300 calories a bar, so they're a great way to start your day and give you plenty of energy. And then I always like to have some kind of protein source. So I've got cashews, I've got different kinds of jerky and meat bars or tuna fish. And then right here I have a variety of Cliff Bars, Picky Bars, peanut butter, shot blocks, all kinds of things to just keep me fueled while I'm out in the field. Then I have Goal Zero solar panels and batteries that I'm going to be using to charge my Garmin InReach device and the cameras that I'm bringing with me. I've got a GoPro Karma grip here so that I can film out in the field. I've got a Sony action camera so that I can capture all of the memories of this great expedition that I'm on. Got a headlamp with some extra batteries and a GoPro and some GoPro mounts so that I can film this entire journey. And to keep all of this safe and dry while I'm out on the water, I have my watershed dry bags that I'm gonna pack all of this gear in and load into my boat. And lastly are my clothes. I've got my Kokatat rain gear, so I've got a jacket and some dry pants. I've got a sun hat. I've got a Patagonia puffy jacket, a hat and gloves. It's supposed to be low 60s, so I doubt I'm gonna need any of the warm gear, but I sure would hate to find out that I need it and not have it. So I brought it along. Underwear, socks. I've got a pair of long pants, a pair of short pants, a windbreaker jacket, long sleeve shirt, short sleeve shirt, a tank top, and then a cotton shirt to wear around camp. And that should do it for the entire 5 days. One of the things that I think is critical when you're doing a multi-day trip by yourself is to have everything that you need at your fingertips. And so I have a lunch bag that I keep close to me that has kind of the things that I might need at any given moment if something goes wrong. So I have just a small first aid kit that I keep in the bottom. I keep a multi-tool in case I need to repair something quickly in the field. I have duct tape in case I need to repair something in the field. And then a headlamp and extra batteries. And that way, if I unexpectedly end up paddling at night, I can illuminate and find my way a little bit easier with this. And then the rest of the space in this bag, I include power snacks. And so everything that I need for my lunches and just to give me a little energy boost in case I need it while I'm paddling. Okay, so when you're loading the boat, one of the most important things to think about is balancing the weight and where you're storing everything. So I try to put the lighter things on either of the ends and then the heavier things closer to my body. So I'm gonna put my first aid kit way up here in the bow. And the next thing I'm gonna add is my bag full of food. And then as I get closer to the cockpit, I'm gonna put my water rations. And they'll fit in here nicely. I'll put half in the front and half in the back so the weight balances out. And this is just a bag full of miscellaneous things. It has my bug spray and extra toilet paper and things like that that I don't think I'm gonna use, but I'll keep that up here out of the way. And then you can fit little things in the cracks between the bags. So I'll have my tent poles. See if we can get those in there. And a couple of fuel canisters. And last but not least, my chair. And that takes care of the front hatch. Good to go. As I'm thinking about my day on the water, when I'm paddling through the mangroves, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out of my boat very frequently. And so I want to make sure that I have the two things that I need at all times with me inside the cockpit. So I keep my snack bag with a headlamp, a knife, and a first aid kit, as well as quick power food right here in my lap. And then I keep my cameras so that I can photograph anything interesting along the way right between my feet. As I mentioned earlier, you want to keep the weight, the bulk of the weight, as close to the center of the boat as possible. So once again, I am putting the water up against the cockpit of the kayak, just in an effort to balance the weight. And then it's just a matter of fitting the rest of the bags in however they fit. So the narrow ones, the narrower bags, I put up in the end of the boat. Same thing with this one. This is my clothes bag. I don't need to have it exceptionally handy. I'm gonna unload everything at camp every night anyway. So I cram that in there. And then this big bag contains all of my camp kit. So my tent and my sleeping pad, all of that. So I'm gonna get this one in here, see if I can make it all fit together. Sometimes it takes a little elbow grease, but once you get it all in here, good to go. Another tip is you want to be really careful not to let these bulge up. If it's sticking up too much, whenever you put your hatch on top of it, it can cause it to leak. So make sure that everything is squared away, snug down deep inside so it doesn't put any pressure on this cockpit hatch. There we go, seal it up. I'm ready to head to the Everglades. One of the really important things whenever you're paddling by yourself is to make sure that you have everything that you need in the event of an unexpected swim out of your kayak at your fingertips. So the one thing that I always have on my person, no matter where I am, is the Garmin InReach. This is a satellite messaging device. And so I keep it on my PFD right here so that I always have it with me no matter what happens, and I can get help if I need it. I also bring 2 paddles. I keep one of them stored, broken down, and stored right here on my bow, just like this, so that if for some reason I lose a paddle, then I have another one at my fingertips to help get me out of a situation. So basically I just slide them under these bungee cords, like so. And then if I lose a paddle unexpectedly, I've got another one. I just yank it out from under the bungees, put it together. I'm ready to go. Same thing with the bilge pump. This guy I keep right on my deck, and basically the way that it works is if my boat were to capsize and fill with water, I just put this inside, pull the handle and push, and the water comes out the pipe here. So this is a great thing to have when you're by yourself or out in open water where you might have to re-enter your boat after having a swim. I keep this one on the deck right here as well. I always want everything right at my fingertips. And then the last thing is this chart bag. I'll have my nautical charts in here, and I'll keep these right within fingertips reach as well. So with all of that, I should be safe in the wilderness alone for 5 days. So now my boat is fully loaded. I think it's probably close to 75 pounds or 100 pounds. It's a little bit heavy, but thankfully I have wheels to help me get to the Everglades. See ya.